Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top NFL player prop bets for Divisional weekend. In this show, we are focusing in on the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans. We'll give you 3 top player prop bets plus 2 touchdown calls. And then at the end, we'll discuss who we think is going to win this game. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I'm Shannon Sommerville. Let's get into this game, Tyler. A nice breakdown here as we look at the top team in the AFC. All roads go through Arrowhead in this playoffs. But hey, Houston Texans looking kind of feisty. Last week, they were the home underdogs against the Chargers. And man, I think I should have known better than to count them out in the playoffs. CJ Stroud delivered quite the performance. Any thoughts on this initial matchup?
I'd love to see the Texans keep the dream alive and give the KC some challenge, but I don't know, man. I think KC is just a step above. So
it's hard to count out an Andy Reid-led team that has had several weeks to rest now. They are fully healthy, and we'll get into the injury report in a little bit, but certainly not a team you want to be facing. But if there is anyone that I think actually this matchup is probably one of the better ones that the Texans could have had, I think they match up pretty well. So it'll be interesting when we talk about the spread at the end of the show. But before we get into all of our picks here today, we do have a really exciting new partner offer to tell you guys about. Hopefully you guys can cash in on it right now. Make sure to download VIVIDPICKS, our new partner here on our show. You can get a $250 deposit match plus up to a $25 secured play using promo code LineStar. Also, if you go through BetFully, new customers will get a $10 bonus and up to a $40 cash back when you sign up using the link below. So that's BetFully. If you guys aren't familiar with it, take advantage of our cashback app today. All of the links and information are listed below. Take advantage of it. And you know what? Things are getting a little tougher in terms of those prop bets and the lines. They're super sharp, and we weren't able to go 3-0, so we're changing things up a little bit this week for Divisional Week. Every day on the show, we have a contest where we like to give out winnings to randomly selected commenters. This week, we're changing it up, all right? So basically, what we're doing is we're going to give you a promo play on VIVIDPICKS, and you have to take advantage of it, give you a play to pair it with. So they on VIVIDPICKS right now, 0.5 passing yards for Lamar Jackson is the promo that you can take advantage of right now for Divisional Week. So we're going to give you one of our favorite plays from this game, pair it with that Lamar Jackson. And then if we lose that pick, though, we will give a randomly selected commenter $20. So it's kind of a, sorry about it, we got you lunch for that particular player prop bet. So if we lose, we're giving a randomly selected commenter $20. Make sure, again, to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below, and you're in it to win it. We'll get in touch with you guys in the comments if we do, in fact, lose this prop bet. But I'm not anticipating that, Tyler. I think we're going to give the people some winners here. Of course, always using that PropsAI tool on the LineStar app to help us find the best value. Let's dive right in here to this matchup. And before we do, of course, we got to handicap things here. Looking at the weather in Kansas City, 33 degrees. That's actually pretty good for Kansas City this time of year. We've seen some pretty frigid temperatures at Arrowhead over the last couple of years in the playoffs. But as far as injuries are concerned, a fully healthy Chiefs team. Everybody's practicing. The Texans, meanwhile, they've had some moves here. They even got rid of Deontay Johnson, the wide receiver. That's a whole nother story. What we're not going to get into on this show, but tight end Cade Stover is now on the IR with a shoulder injury. A couple players to note. Linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair did not practice with a knee injury. Offensive lineman Shaq Mason also did not practice with a knee injury. So a little bit banged up for the Houston Texans coming off that game against the Chargers in this one. Meanwhile, the Chiefs fully healthy, which is always a concern. But let's start things off with LineStar's prop bet of the night in this game, and that's first going to go to Nico Collins, over 78.5 receiving yards. LineStar and the consensus projection are really liking the over here. And what's not to like about a guy who just put up 122 receiving yards against a Los Angeles Chargers team that ranked 11th in pass defense DVOA versus wide receiver ones. Now going up against a Kansas City Chiefs team that has struggled against opposing teams' wide receiver one. They actually ranked 26 in that category. And remember during the season, he just had 60 versus KC, but that was with a healthy Tank Dell who put up 98 receiving yards in that game. So I thought that was worth mentioning as we handicap this player prop bet. What stands out to you about Nico Collins, besides the fact that he's an absolute beast?
Yeah, and over the last 5 games on our team defense tool, KC is 28th versus wide receiver 1. They've definitely been giving it up a little bit to wide receiver 1 recently, and Nico Collins is an absolute beast. If the Texans have absolutely any chance, there's 2 guys that need to get going. One is Mixon and one is Nico Collins. And if both of them aren't going, then I don't think the Texans really have a shot. Or one of those 2 has to go absolutely nuts. And Nico Collins can definitely do that. And he's in a spot where there is that possibility.
As you were saying, when you're looking at the path to victory for the Texans, it's got to go through Nico Collins, or Joe Mixon has to have a game. And the way the Chiefs rush defense has played over the course of the season, like, I'm more inclined to pick on their secondary a little bit than I am to go with someone like Joe Mixon here. So that's why we're kind of leaning with Nico Collins in this one, but we've also got some other ones to get to. And now it's time for Tyler and I to give our favorite player prop bets. Tyler, who are you rolling with in this game?
I got to roll with the old man, Travis Kelce, over 51.5 receiving yards. Sorry calling you the old man, but hey, in football terms,
that's true.
Our LineStar projections 59.5. Consensus is 56.4. He's averaged 51.4 over the season, but we got playoffs Travis.
Yeah.
He's back. And as we saw last season, he was just a totally different player in the playoffs last season as he was in the regular season. Once again, his regular season was a little lackluster. I think he's going to come back. He had 27 targets in the 3 playoff games last year. I think that target volume is here to stay, could even go up. Another aspect here is that the Chiefs actually have weapons, and I think that is going to make the Houston defense, play a little further back and give Kelce more room to work underneath. Mahomes can't crush you if you don't give him that deep ball, but he will absolutely take the dump offs over and over again if they're there. And I think they're going to be there with Travis Kelce.
And Travis Kelce, not only does he have great chemistry with Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, he's also just very smart and knows defenses, knows how to pick them apart throughout a game. So I think what we've seen year in and year out, as you alluded to, is the narrative. In the regular season, there's Travis Kelce, and then in the playoffs, there's a whole different Travis Kelce, and that's absolutely what we're going to see. And I'm sure we'll see a couple cutaways of his girlfriend up in the stands cheering him on as he does that. So glad we're not catching the ire of any Swifties out there in the comments on this one. We're rolling with Travis Kelce in this one. All right, for my pick, I am going to one of those weapons for the Kansas City Chiefs that's newer to the team. So let's go with DeAndre Hopkins, over 29.5 receiving yards. LineStar's projection is 35. The consensus is 40. And in fact, D-Hop's averaging 43.7 per game since he's been with the Chiefs. And he's been over 7 of the last 10 games. D-Hop is such a talented receiver. He had 37 against Houston last time. And remember, there's a little revenge narrative here for D-Hop, the former, at one time, Houston Texan back in the day. And Houston is good in pass defense DVOA. They rank 10th for wide receiver ones, which is what I'm kind of qualifying D-Hop as. But when you looked at last week, Ladd McConkey is an area that we targeted last week in our player prop bets, and he delivered with 197. No big deal there. Not saying D-Hop's going to get quite that many receiving yards in this one, especially since Patrick Mahomes likes to spread the ball out quite a bit. But I think D-Hop, 29, just too low for him. I think he gets to 30 pretty easily in this one. And I think we're going to see another kind of narrative emerge as a playoff, maybe D-Hop in this one. He's great at those contested catches, and I think he's just going to deliver for the Chiefs in the playoffs here. That's my take. Any thoughts on D-Hop?
I wouldn't be that surprised if the KC Chiefs were kind of resting him a little bit in the season and just giving him his time to get fully healthy and acclimated to the system. And that could be why they were playing him limited snaps. I mean, it came down to it in the spots that they really needed something. They went to him often. So in a playoff spot, a 29.5 receiving yard line. I think it's just low for his caliber and what he could do. Hopkins in this spot is one that I'm a little interested in trying to ladder because I think there is that option where he's on the field way more than we expected.
Yeah, definitely some opportunity there. So we're going to throw all of those on an entry on Underdog, but we're also going to pair, I think we're going to go D-Hop as our pick that we want to put together with on our Vivid Picks entry with Lamar Jackson over 0.5 passing yards. So remember, if we lose this one, this Lamar Jackson plus D-Hop entry, one commenter will win $20, and all you got to do, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below, and enter into that. And remember, if you haven't already, just another reminder of that new partner offer with Vivid Picks. I just downloaded it today. By the way, that bonus money, I just found out as I was, getting ready for this show. I downloaded it myself. It's a really cool app. Similar to the other partner apps that we use, but that bonus money it's not as clear, but it does show up. It's kind of it'll show up as you play through that money, just as a little FYI there if you guys are wondering. But take advantage of that deal. Up to a $250 deposit match right now. Go get your money. All right, now it's time for touchdown calls of the game. Tyler, where are you headed for an anytime touchdown in this one?
I'm going right back to the man, Travis Kelce, plus 150. And, if that old Swifty is in town, it's almost a guaranteed that he's getting in the end zone. But over the last 8 weeks, Kelce leads the team in red zone targets with 13. Over that span, he only has 1 touchdown. So I think there is kind of a red zone rate, positive regression in play for Kelce to get in. I think the volume stays for his red zone targets. Only thing that comes back is the touchdowns.
All right, let's go. I'm going with Xavier Worthy, one of the fastest guys in the NFL right now. Price tag for an anytime touchdown plus 250. I like it. 6 touchdowns for Worthy on the year this year. The rookie had 14 red zone tries over the last 8 weeks. That's actually second on the Chiefs, behind only Kareem Hunt. Going up against Houston, looking at their opponent red zone scoring, they rank 24th. So this is a decent area to take advantage of, and a nice price tag for a wide receiver that set the speed record at the NFL Combine. And if anyone knows how to weaponize that speed, it is Andy Reid and this Chiefs offense. So I'd expect them to maybe scheme up a couple plays for Xavier Worthy, maybe even a rushing play here for one of those red zone tries there when they get down there. So I like Xavier Worthy. I like the price tag that we're getting. Nice, decent value there. But of course, I also like your pick, Tyler, too. Can't go wrong with anything Travis Kelce in this one. We've seen what they can do in the playoffs. It's pretty absurd. And we know who the refs are going to be siding with in this one. I'm just kidding.
As always.
Kind of. All right, taking a look at this game right now, the Chiefs are favored by 8 points in this one. Rightfully so, 15-2 in the regular season. They looked pretty unbeatable at times, but this is a Houston Texans team that is feisty, and I counted them out last week to my own detriment. So, Tyler, why don't you weigh in on who you think is going to win this one? Maybe at least against the spread.
I just don't think Houston can win this one. I think KC is clearly going to win this. However, 8 is a ton in the NFL. And so with that being said, I think point-wise, I might take the Texans.
I'm with you on that one. I think I also got to roll with the Texans. 8 is quite a lot of points in the NFL in a playoff game, and one that we know C.J. Stroud going to go in there and air it out a little bit against a Chiefs defense that at times this season has shown some vulnerabilities in the passing game defense. So that's an area that, you know what, I think they might keep it close in this one. Remember that game a couple years ago when they played the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that was kind of a nail-biter, and I don't know. I just feel like it might have a close a close call for the Chiefs. They somehow win it and then go crush next week, whoever they're playing. But
really, the Chiefs haven't been blowing out people.
Yeah, I was just about to look at that because I feel like there have been some close calls with them now that I am pulling it up here.
They've been a lot better recently. 29-10 to Pitt, 27-19 versus the Texans.
It's not often that they won by more than 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think our logic is right on. They did beat the Texans the last time that they faced them. So I mean, this is a good spread. Vegas knows what they're doing. So they beat them by 8 points last time. So I guess we know why the number is what it is. But also, we don't have much weather concerns in this one. I'm excited about this game. I think if there's any, I think the Texans showed me last week, because I had the Chargers in that game. So I got to call myself out a little bit for that pick, because I knew it too as I said it, because I was like, you know what? I did the same thing the year prior, picking the Browns against them. Oh, well, you live and learn. Or maybe in my case, I don't. But for this particular game, we're going to go with the Texans to cover that spread. But let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. And if you have any locks for this game, please let us know in the comments. We're all trying to help each other out and beat the books. And make sure to, again, take advantage of that new deal with our partner, VividPicks. It's a great deal right now. $250 deposit match. That is awesome right now. Plus, you get the secured play using that promo code LineStar. So that is the key there. And again, if you go through our BetFully app, which is one of our other apps, which is a cashback app, you'll get a $10 bonus up to $40 cashback, and then sign up using that link there. So there's a lot of money to be had here in promotions. Take advantage of it while you can. All the details are below. Best of luck to you in this game. Should be a good one, and we'll see you guys next time with all of our other game previews as well. So keep it locked here on the LineStar YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.